To make marshmallow fondant, you're going to need a 16-ounce bag of mini marshmallows, a 2-pound bag of powdered sugar, a half a cup of shortening, and whichever flavorings you're going to want to use. Some recipes will tell you to generously grease the inside of your bowl when you're making marshmallow fondant so that the melted marshmallows don't stick as much, and that's fine, but I find that no matter how much I grease my bowl, the melted marshmallows still stick. But dump your marshmallows into the bowl. It needs to be a microwave-safe bowl. Add a couple of tablespoons water. You can start off with anywhere between 2 to 5 tablespoons and put it in the microwave in 30-second intervals, stirring in between. This is after it's been in the microwave for about a minute, maybe a minute and a half, and you can see there's still a couple of lumps. While it's heating, go ahead and generously grease your work surface with your shortening, and you might as well just go ahead and grease your hands as well. Then when the marshmallow mixture is totally melted and smooth, you can stir in whichever flavorings you want to use and make sure it's mixed in well with the marshmallows. Then add your powdered sugar. You don't want to add it all at once, just do maybe about 3/4 of the bag to start with. Gently kind of fold it in to begin with so you don't get a powdered sugar snowstorm on your countertop there. And then you can start stirring it in, and you'll see the melted marshmallow mixture kind of absorbs the powdered sugar as you keep stirring and working it in. And at some point it will become easier to just dump everything out onto your work surface and start working the powdered sugar into the marshmallow mixture by hand. It gets sticky. This is a messy project. As you knead your marshmallow fondant, it'll keep picking up and incorporating more and more of the powdered sugar. I just kind of knead it like you would knead bread dough, and after a while it will have kind of picked up all of the excess powdered sugar that was in the bowl with it. Because it is such a sticky mixture, it's handy to use a scraper to get all of the extra bits of marshmallow, and make sure they get worked in, incorporated into the marshmallow fondant as well. Once all of that extra powdered sugar has been worked into the marshmallow fondant, it may still feel a little bit sticky. And if that's the case, then you can just dump out some more of the powdered sugar. Just dump it right out onto your work surface, and then knead the whole mixture into that new batch of powdered sugar, and it will kind of absorb all of that and it'll firm up. If you need to add more powdered sugar, that's fine. You may not use the whole 2-pound bag. I didn't for this batch of marshmallow fondant. But once it's all ready to go, you want to put it in an airtight container or sealed up in a Ziploc baggie, a nice airtight baggie. Be sure to squeeze out the extra air. And you want it to rest for several hours, preferably overnight, but at least 6 to 8 hours. Just let it rest. And then after it's rested, it will be more like rolled fondant. And you'll need to knead it with your hands to make it more pliable before you use it, and sometimes that's easier if you do it in 2 halves. And then once it's kind of kneaded and in a workable consistency, you just roll it out like you would regular rolled fondant. And you can see here I'm not having to use any powdered sugar on my fondant mat. It's sticking slightly, but not too badly, so it's pretty decent to work with. And that's pretty much how you make marshmallow fondant. It does look slightly different, and it is a little bit stickier, squishier consistency, but it's a nice substitute for rolled fondant.